This is Tiny. This story is about her. Now, as we take you through this story, Tiny's going to meet some other interesting dogs along the way. We'll learn about them too, including Tiny's grandpa, Boone. You could say that's where this whole thing started.
Those look better.
Dog owners experience a roller coaster of emotions. The hesitancy of picking out the right pup, the frustration of training, and the sense of accomplishment with the results of that training. The bonding you both experience after successful days in the field. Then, the struggle of watching your favorite gun dog get old. During an afternoon in a layout blind somewhere in North Dakota, a conversation with Cory Loeffler took place about yellow labs. This was after watching his young pup, Rue, rocket across the wheat field to track down a goose. Cory was planning another litter that could produce smaller, dark yellow labs just like Rue, and I told him to put me on the list. Cory appeared on my Finding Fern Feathers Hunting podcast show along with Tim Springer and Andy Hawkinson. Here's where we got our first look at the new litter. Cory, let's start with you. Your garage got a little squeakier here a couple of weeks ago.
3 weeks ago, yeah, we had a litter of puppies in there, and Red, who Tim is a little bit familiar with. She gave birth to 10 little yellow labs, and one of them being your new little yellow lab. So
I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, Red, look at that.
There. Oh, puppy delivery.
Our ratings just went way up.
Eyes are just starting to open up, and they're kind of getting a little bit mobile, cruising around. They had them outside a little bit in the grass, and so I've got 3 daughters, and they absolutely love having the puppies around because it's just nonstop love all the time, and I think it's really good for socialization.
Cory Loeffler owns a DRC call company, and in recent years has dove headfirst into the dog world, from breeding to training, and of course hunting. Now today was the first day of the early goose season in Minnesota, and Cory joined us on the hunt. After, we drove up to his place near Red Lake Falls for my first chance to meet the litter.
There they are. There's Tilly. Hey, Tilly. I'm happy to see you, too. Hi, puppies. Hi, puppies. Hi, Tilly. Hi, Tilly. Oh, what's the matter? Oh. Oh. Oh.
Well, and since it is hunting season, and I'm with the North American Goose Calling Champion, it only makes sense that we go chase some geese around. So we rounded up some of the local kids, got Cory's trailer blind all camoed up, and hit the field.
Like fluff the cattails up in front of you if you can. We're gonna have to cover up for this one.
And today, Cory was bringing Boone along.
Boone, my boy. He's, well, in our house, it's me, my wife, 3 daughters, a bunch of female dogs, and Boone. So he's my boy. Yeah, we've been a lot of places and shared the blind hundreds, maybe thousands of times. And he's just so much fun to hang out with at the shop because he's cool, calm, and relaxed. Just loves being a part of everyday life. And in the field, he's got this on switch and this drive that is so incredible, and he brings so much joy to every hunt. Boone came from a breeder down in southern Minnesota, and his pedigree, he's got a lot of champion dogs kind of higher up in his pedigree, and then it was just a couple generations of really good hunting dogs. And I stumbled across him on Facebook and said, I gotta have him. So we picked him up down, met him, had him delivered down to the game fair in Minnesota, and that was the introduction to Boone, man. Training him was an eye-opener for me, but we learned a lot together and had a lot of fun along the way. this is Boone's Wall of Fame here. I think there's maybe a couple in there that aren't his, but maybe, no, actually these are all his. There's the AKC Master title are the orange ones. The HRC stuff are the multicolored ones, and some pointing retriever, his Master pointing retriever ribbon here, and then one from the Grand up there, and then a couple other HRC ribbons here that he ran down in Arkansas when he was down there training. So yeah, that's Boone's Wall of Fame right there.
It was fun to see him hunt in that early goose hunt this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, so it was a super unfortunate event. It was probably 4 years ago now. We were hunting a late season spot. We had shot a bird that went down a long ways away, and Boone jumped in the back of a Ranger with a couple guys. I had a 4-seater Ranger, and he was in the back seat, and they were flying across a frozen lake and ended up hitting a log or a railroad tie under the snow, and they hit it so hard it basically blew the tire off of the rim and dented the rim, and the Ranger went flying, and Boone was in the back seat, not in a kennel or anything, and he went flying around, and I wasn't part of it, and he ended up in the accident. He ended up kind of like tacoing his spine and in his lower back basically, and really sacrificed his joint, his L7 S1, way lower back, and so we had him checked out, and that led to a neurological surgery, spine surgery down at the University of Minnesota, and we were told that he'd be back up and running probably 90% of what he was originally, and the surgery worked for a little while, but there's just so much arthritis in his lower back that he has trouble getting around now, and it's pretty tough. So with Boone's state right now, it's extremely difficult for me to think about and talk about, just because he's in his prime. He's been trained to the highest level of that I've ever seen a hunting dog trained to, and then to see him, in his prime mentally and still have all the drive that he did when he was 2 years old, to now he's getting around like a 15-year-old dog from basically something that he didn't have any part of. It wasn't his genetic makeup. It was just an accident that happened, and just extremely unfortunate. So pretty tough on me, but we'll get through it.
Tiny, we're coming for you. So many young dogs around, you can't forget about the old vets. Boone and Meeks. You guys did it first.